Hey Catherine, are you okay?
Yeah, it's no big deal. I just feel a little nauseous after eating lunch.
Catherine, that is a big deal. You can get sick from viruses, parasites, toxins, contaminants, and other harmful bacteria in food.
But I just ate a salad.
Well, most people don't know this, but you can get foodborne illness from a lot of different foods. And recently there was a recall on romaine lettuce containing a rare strain of E. coli, and some alfalfa sprouts were recalled for containing salmonella. 29 people in 3 states have already gotten sick due to the E. coli in lettuce. You can even get sick from salad dressing if it's not stored at proper temperatures.
Wow, I thought you could only get sick from meat, and since I'm a vegetarian, I thought I was fine. I bet a lot of other people don't know about the dangers of foodborne illness either. What else can you get sick from?
Raw or undercooked meat, poultry, shellfish, dairy products, eggs. Also, smoked or salted fish, incorrectly canned foods, and fresh produce are just a few examples.
Toiling with the fast food, bad mood, careless, it don't matter if those burgers stay pink inside. Serving up a storm with cola form. 0 and 5, 7's deadly if it don't get warm. Microbes, they might kill you. Microbes, they might kill you. Singing, microbes, they might kill you. Microbes, they might kill you.
What happens if I eat food that's gone bad?
Well, foodborne illness often results in abdominal pain, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, fever, chills, or double vision, just to name a few.
Oh my god, I'm never eating again.
Don't worry, Catherine. As long as you properly store and manage the food you eat and are educated, you should be totally safe.
So how do I keep food safe?
Well, a lot of problems with potentially hazardous foods are that they are not stored at the proper temperature or thermometers are not even present. The food's improperly thawed, overhandled, or handled without sanitary practices in place. Also, sanitary surfaces are sometimes not even used. Dishwashing services are inadequate, utensils are not clean or properly stored, original containers are not used, and preparation of food in general is very unsanitary. This is often how people get sick after eating at facilities where food is served. In Connecticut, Class 3 facilities such as fast food restaurants, diners, delis, and hospitals get inspected 3 times a year. And Class 4 establishments, like restaurants, caterers, get inspected 4 times a year, but they may not use sanitary practices. We recently had the opportunity to further our knowledge about food safety by interviewing the head of our school cafeteria.
What do you and your staff do to prevent foodborne illness in the cafeteria?
We wash our hands constantly between service, we change our gloves constantly between each product that we do, and keep everything cold that's supposed to be cold, and everything we have, we keep it hot as much as possible.
How often is the cafeteria inspected and who inspects it?
The state of Connecticut Health Department, and they come out like 3 times a year. They were just recently here on Thursday, actually. They scored a 98.
Nice. And if one improvement could be made to make it more safe and efficient, what that would be?
We're constantly working on that every day here. That's one thing on our priority list is always safety between the employees and ourselves and management.
So what happens when people get sick? Does the government try to fix it? And shouldn't we do something to prevent food-related illness?
You're right. 76 million cases of foodborne illness occur annually in the U.S., so something should be done to reduce that. Local agencies handle most of the outbreaks when they are small, and state agencies get involved when they spread to multiple states. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, investigates large outbreaks of food-related illness.
Hey, that's it. Take a look at the stats from CDC. There's some pretty smart cats each year in the state. Lots of folks be illin'. The CDC says about 76 million.
And federal regulatory agencies that get involved are the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, and the Food Safety Inspection Service, the FSIS, which both participate in outbreak investigations. They try and figure out the cause and prevent it from spreading in the future. The USDA and the FSIS are in charge of meat, poultry, and egg safety, and the FDA focuses on all the other foods. And they aren't doing nothing to prevent illness. There are roughly 7,800 FSIS inspection personnel that work in 6,200 meat, poultry, and processing egg establishments, which have all been federally inspected. The FSIS also enforces the Federal Meat Inspection Act, the Poultry Products Inspection Act, the Egg Products Inspection Act, and some of the Agricultural Marketing Act, and the Humane Slaughter Act as well. and animals are inspected before slaughter too. Also, the FDA creates what is called the Food Code, which establishes food regulation for food services and retail industries. But the FDA says that 48 out of 56 states and territories use food codes modeled after the FDA food codes, which is only 79% of the US population.
Wow, that's a lot of states. But since 21% don't use the food code, doesn't that place them at risk for foodborne illness?
Well, Catherine, we can press the government to make food codes necessary in all states and territories, and if stricter guidelines are placed on food safety, the amount of foodborne illness that occurs in those states will reduce rapidly.
What can I do at home to protect myself and my family?
Well, there are many simple things you should do to keep yourself safe. These include keeping all potentially hazardous foods at the safe temperatures, cold foods at 41 and below, and hot foods at 140 degrees and above.
When you're baking some chicken or frying some meat, gotta cook it long enough, lose enough heat to kill the bugs, nuke them all the way through. Gotta get to them before they get you. Chill it in the fridge till it's time to prepare. When it's rare, beware, handle it with care.
In power outages, it is important that you throw away all foods in your fridge because bacteria can grow in common everyday household foods. Also, many frozen foods are thawed at room temperature. You should always thaw frozen foods in the refrigerator because it keeps them in the safe zone. Now, Catherine, how many times do you go out for dinner?
I don't know, once a week?
Well, Catherine, the restaurant industry also has strict guidelines that regulate how to store, wash, and prepare food.
Oh, right, like when I see the menu and it says raw or undercooked meat and or shellfish can cause foodborne illness.
Right, but there are even more procedures. Restaurants and other retail food establishments fall under state law and are regulated by state and local health departments. These regulations require official inspections of specific design features, best food handling practices, and certification of food handlers. Sometimes a letter grade or a numerical score must be prominently posted following each inspection. In some localities, inspection deficiencies and remedial action are posted on the internet.
Wow, Matt, I didn't realize how prevalent food safety is.
I know, you only hear about it on a national level once if there's a massive outbreak, but foodborne illness is a problem that could happen anywhere, affect anyone, and happen at any time.
So what do you want to do to get the word out about food safety?
Well, Catherine, just making sure that you and your family always wash your hands before cooking can keep your immediate family safe.
For the sake of sanitation, you better wash your hands. You better wash your hands. You better wash your hands.
But if you really feel empowered to take a stand, you could write to your senator, state rep, or congressman to help authorize the FDA to accredit highly qualified third parties for voluntary food inspections, vote to provide funds that empower the FDA to issue mandatory recalls if voluntary recalls are not effective, and also pass legislation to give the FDA enhanced access to food records during times of emergency. Just remember, food safety is no laughing matter. 76 million cases of foodborne illness occur annually in the U.S. and results roughly in 325,000 hospitalizations and 5,000 deaths.